there's a thing you can teach, and then there's a thing you can't teach.
So what are they?
What you can teach is craft. You know, I mean, that a lot of writers can be taught how to do it better.
Right.
You know, and you know, how to make your sentences
And
sharper.
what is that? Making the sentences sharper?
Yeah, paying attention to form, making sure that the shape of the book tells the story.
The command of language, all that?
Yeah, no, the things I think you can't teach is that I think everybody who's a really exceptional writer has some very personal relationship with the English language.
That's how I took Virginia Woolf's voice, got inspired, and tried to write 5 conflicting themes that we can rank and know how close we are to human and how much of it is AI. And I took a test, showed and found out my weakness in delivering this. Weakness of my personality brings us to having FOMO. Well, what we're about. Having FOMO is with this in your hand, and FOMO, it's basically you're gonna get tweets and threads and posts like these with nothing inside. That's a journey we have to take, and FOMO has only one cure: painful digestion of truth. Otherwise, it's just a conjuring full of words that pass from one ear to another, with a wide smile of knowing that we have empty hands with nothing to offer. Speaking of nothingness, how we're going to see how the tension is between solitude and connection, and how close I am to AI. When a window cracked for a glance to escape, to ask for an unending thirst, bound, still dressed to the cave. When the stool asks for plenty, just a few and new. As they smile, it strengthens the solitude known to a few. As one is kept waiting in a crowded space to flee, to yearn for a tighter embrace that no book or pen can speak. As one sits to look at the stars that dare to breathe and dream, even a glowing stick to building, stand the silence as a team. To find plenty and few is the dream one has but can't ask. The joy of the mighty is in the task that no bone can grasp. These are the stats that AI showed me. FOMO here has a great relationship with freedom, as they both have one thing in common. Neither wants to admit that they're tied to the ground and want to be connected. The want still persists. And it's in that conflict that one either surfs the wave or gets crushed by it. Change her response when space awaits. In time through the fall is freeing the nodes. The cursor sits on the screen, travels the world with just a flank. It's still a walking weapon that turned in just a blink. To forego and see the light is the ask of the hour. Only a total fool that delights in the dark says it's not far. To see the root from tree and still rejoice in the peak, as the burden of food calls for the adventure, afraid even of the dark. Charge and move through the night and day with no vision in sight. Only in blindness and devotion does one see the delight of this fight. As doors, windows, machines exist to aid to move, with unmoving speed is the picture captured of their mighty groove. And these are the stats. Here is a feed in action, where the restraint is tough enough to hold you, but not deep enough to immerse you fully. And when you've let go of it, the dance in our head still persists. Thread and needle is the constant job here. We yearn for a moment in chains one sees, to cloud and maintain the same chain to our mind can speak. For all the claps that poke to type for the brain to fix, to unbutton all the ticks that only a mind full of none can break. To journey and wait in the weight of chains plenty, that moves enough for even fear to shiver, and delight is bounty. To march through the forest and still crave a feast that can cook away no mind can feast. To lift and feed is a long way to grow as a test, that every food envies from being cooked and laid to rest. To slice through the chain of taste and still mind the chew, to lock our teeth and imagine only a gulping fear. This is what it rewards me with. Twist and turn at a moment's notice, turn national crime into a joke on it, or joke as the national crime. Where you see the silver lining between beauty and mundane is as thin as the thread of the reputed people and the criminals. The true crime is to see one without the other. To set foot into the stars takes a bucket full of sweat. To chop every inch of mine and still starve to bed. To weep a weapon that bends to its holder takes the same care of a mother while I scroll the next folder. To glide through a shiny torch that spots our vision takes the same grind through the noise that hides behind the curtain. To see all in one in a wealthy forest of none, from a corded pointer that measures all in the name of fun. The sun's glory is open to one that shares light and dark, that even the shadows blend and dare not miss the fire. This is what it gives me. Things pass by and we still forget and do the same things over and over again, repeating the same lessons and still not get it. You all been there. I haven't bullseyed all in my life, all of the things in my life, but I hope this attempt doesn't let me pull the red cloth and lose my eye. To toil in fraction and be remembered as an abyss, the trail of memory that helps erasing without a miss. In due time, the lie we seduce ourselves and wait to be 20. To be or not is left in the name of duty. To search and plead for an end that moves briefly, that shores all in sight, pleading for an end swiftly. The course of history brimming in blood and cease hunger. Yet it is the gift of insight that hungers for ceaseless danger. From a child to a mount that piques any and all bout, to escape the trap of reason and still delights more than what abounds. This is what we have. Before we leave, here's a video on free speech, where people would direct more than they dictate if they only knew how to articulate their speech. In a world where missing a take can lead to many mistakes that can't be taken back, even if you want the world to miss out. So don't miss this take. It's right here. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.